Good morning VC, Eric the Viking back again. Another morning post. I'm a bit more awake this time. I apologise for my vest. I haven't bothered getting dressed properly yet. Yeah, quite a nice day here in England. Sort of grey, but it looks like it's going to get bright again later. Yeah, firstly, if any of you saw it, I apologise for my last video when I showed you around the house. Because I'm still getting the hang of filming on my iPhone. I was holding it the other way around and didn't realise till I put it up, and yeah, I'd already done another 2 attempts at filming it, so I just put it up. So if you can't really see anything, I'm very sorry about that. I'll probably do an updated one at some point. Anyway, yeah, just a quick one today. There's a few bits that I picked up that I thought I'd show, or ones that I picked up during my absence and sort of forgot to show on the last one. There's a couple of CDs as well, things like that. The music you're hearing in the background is Mr. Terry Reid. It's the River album, which is amazing, of course. I think I've shown this before. Yeah, just a great album. Yeah, awesome. Right, so yeah, I've got a couple of CD box sets to show. The first one is Miles's The Complete in a Silent Way sessions, which I've been after for ages because they reprinted this as a long box, but I like the originals with the slipcase. They're much nicer. The only other one I need now, I need the Bitches Brew one and the Cellar Door one. I've got the On the Corner one, which is already going for stupid money because it's in like a metallic case, and the Jack Johnson one. But the work they put into these are incredible. I mean, it's kind of critical calling it The Complete in a Silent Way sessions because it's not really. I mean, it's got most tracks from those sessions, but it's also got tracks from Phil's the Kilimanjaro album and yeah, and other bits and bobs like that. But the time frame is pretty much accurate, and there's some excellent unreleased stuff on here, like the Ghetto Walk, which is like a 28-minute, really deep funk track. Yeah, check it out. I mean, these Miles box sets are just brilliant, and these original editions are getting quite hard to find now. I picked this up on Discogs for £15, which I was very pleased with. Sadly, just sold Bitches Brew, so I just missed that, but you know, I'm sure I'll get it eventually. Obviously, I'm sure you guys know by now that I'm a huge Zappa fan. There's been quite a lot of stuff put out by Zappa and by Zappa's family since his sad death. Excuse me. Yeah, basically, if you guys, I'm sure you know, I mean, Zappa was a proper completist when it came to preserving everything he did. He recorded nearly all of his gigs, kept everything in an archive, so there's still stuff coming out now, some of which is great, some of which is not so great. But my favourite period really is, you know, the 60s to mid 70s really, but ideally the really early stuff, which is why this box set is just a dream come true when it came out. And I only got it recently. It's a 4 CD box set in a very odd sort of plastic wallet design, which folds out like this and has a booklet in the middle, which is brilliant as well. Basically, this is all of the sessions from the Freak Out album. Everything. There's gigs on here. Most of it had never come out before, so it's just for a Zappa collectors, it is a dream come true. And there's even a reproduction of the Freak Map, which was offered on the original pressings of the Freak Out album, and you basically sent away for it. I've only ever seen one come up for sale, an original, and it went for a ridiculous sum of money. You know, it was something like $4,000, you know. So yeah, I mean, there's probably not many in existence, basically. But yeah, this is just excellent. And it took me a long time to get it because for a time you could only buy it through the official Zappa website, which of course is run by Gail, his widow, and Dweezil and the family. And I was going to buy it directly through the website, but I heard that the postage charges to England are ridiculous. And luckily there's a supplier over here in England called G&S Music who specialise in just Zappa stuff. I got it from there for £50. And I also got which is even better for me, the Lumpy Money box set, which is all the sessions from Lumpy, Gravy and We're Only In It For The Money. Two of my favourite Zappa albums. You know, they're often classed together because they were sort of made around the same time. Basically, there's so much work put into these. The In It For The Money sessions are particularly amazing because you get to hear, I mean, look at these photos there, all the session outtakes from the cover shoot and all that. There's actually been bootlegs of these put out on vinyl as well. I think 100 copies of each, which are already very rare. Apparently the quality of the vinyl is not very good, but the sleeves and that, they've done this all full 12-inch size. They're already very expensive. 1 second, sorry. Yeah, so this is awesome because on In It For The Money, a lot of the vocals are sort of sped up, and I always assumed that it was just dubbed on that way, but if you listen to the original backing tracks on here, they're a lot slower, which shows that he just sped up the entire thing, you know, very speeded it. So it's interesting to hear them as they were originally recorded without vocals. And the original Lumpy Gravy sessions are brilliant as well, just all the music and everything, because it originally was meant to come out on Capitol as an all orchestral album with none of the sound effects and talking. And then MGM cottoned on to what was going on and put a stop to it. And yeah, it was never released, apart from on 4-track, which is one of the rarest commercially available Zappa items out there. Anyway, yeah, moving on, because like I said, I wanted this to be a quick one. Here's an album I've been after for ages, and it's such a great underrated album, Songs for Beginners by Graham Nash. Awesome album, his first solo album from 70 or 71. As you know, I'm a fussy guy and I tend to only go for original pressings, and this is an original English pressing with the insert, which is becoming very hard to find now on the beautiful original Atlantic label, manufactured by Polydor. It is 71. Military Madness and I Used To Be a King, those two tracks always do something to me. It's great really, because in that same year David Crosby put out If I Could Only Remember My Name, which is amazing, and Stephen Stills put out his first album, I think, just before that, which is also brilliant. So the three of them did all that at the same time. You know, it's awesome. Another one that I've been after for quite some time, finding original pressings are getting hard now, is Hall of the Mountain Grill by Hawkwind. I forgot the title there for some reason. I only actually heard, I mean, I've always been a big Hawkwind fan, particularly Space Ritual and In Search of Space and the first album, but I only heard this fairly recently, and it's brilliant. Really good. This has got the inner sleeve too, as you can see. That's original English press. Awesome album. Can you see that? Well, I don't know how well that came out, but there you go. And there's another, yeah, so that's a great album. And this is Lemmy's on this as well. Yeah. Yeah, it's just as good as the other stuff. Check it out. Another album which I can't remember if I've shown before, but even if I did, who cares, because it's so good, is Sun Ra's On Jupiter. This album originally came out in '79 on the Saturn label. This is an Art Yard pressing. These are released by a guy who's based in London, who I've actually met. Can't remember his name. I might be on there somewhere. Excuse me. Anyway, basically, yeah, he used to come into the record shop where I used to work, and he is an insane Sun Ra completist. Has got everything, and has been getting these nicely reissued because there was no way of getting hold of them. Now this album is just brilliant. It's the work they put into these reissues is great. There's always a lot of really nice photos and things, and the label's pretty trippy too, as you can see. I've got quite a few of these Art Yard issues now. Does that even come out well? I've got quite a few of these Art Yard pressings now, and they are really nice. The quality is just brilliant. I mean, this album's just really deep. It was recorded around the same time as Languidity, so it's got that kind of really, really funky sound. Awesome stuff. It's got the track UFO on it, which is just heavy as hell. Sorry, I'll put it on now, because when I heard it, I was like, I have to get this. You know, because The thing is with Sun Ra, collecting Sun Ra is very tricky, as I'm sure you know, because not only are the Saturn pressings, there's so many different variations, they're all expensive, and most of them are very hard to find, and also the quality is not that good. Whereas with these art yard pressings, they're really nice, thick vinyl, they sound great. So check this out, this is UFO. Really good. I hope this comes out right. Yeah. Moving on, classic album which I don't know what, well, it's hard to find now, is Public Enemy, It Takes a Nation of Millions. Picked this up recently with a collection that I picked up. Yeah, this is a mint copy, an original English Def Jam pressing. Don't need to elaborate much on this, except that it's just amazing. Yeah, Def Jam, original Def Jam Public Enemy albums are getting very hard to find here now. Yeah, people just go mad for them. Because most of the time when they turn up they are wrecked, but this is a really good example. And I've got two more. I don't think I've shown this because I picked. Yeah, no, definitely haven't because I picked this up recently. Big fan of the Kinks, and this album is, for me, is one of their best. I don't know if you guys saw, I showed when I picked up the Village Green album as well. Now, this is the same pressing from the same period, late 70s pie pressing. I'd say it's around 70. Man, the light's awful in here. No, that's not bad. Yeah, you can see it's sort of grey and white pie design, so it's probably from about 78, 79. And I'd say these I mean obviously the originals now are going for hundreds, and they're often not in great nick. And to me, I prefer the stereo ones. The mono ones with the originals are a lot more common. Even the American pressings on Reprise go for silly money now. So this was this was £20, same as what I paid for Village Green, mint copy from a different seller. But for me, I'm happy with that because it's still got the original sleeve design. And the pressing is brilliant, and it's in stereo as well. So yeah, I mean this is just an awesome album. It's often overlooked because of Village Green, but it's nearly just as good. You've got Death of the Clowns on it, David Watts, Love Me Till the Sun Shines, Lazy Old Sun, Waterloo Sunset, of course. Oh, it's all good. Situation Vacant, which is just brilliant. Yeah, these guys were just... It's so sad because they were really on top of their game around this time, and this didn't sell at all. Always the way, I guess. Last but not least, now this might just look like a plain brown box. I'm going to take everything out that's inside it. I went on an impulse with this and picked it up. I've actually picked two of them up and I'm keeping one to sell, but I'm going to hang on to it till it goes up in price. So I got these at a still of £15 each. Radiohead's King of Limbs. I'm a huge Radiohead fan anyway, and this album is really good. I think it's one of the best albums they've done in a while. My favourite album of theirs is Kid A, so I like their experimental stuff anyway. I have opened this for myself. I've neatly cut it down here, you see. The other one I'm leaving sealed and I'm hanging on to it for a while. So if I take everything out, I've got to be very careful. We have the bag, the CD, which I'll never listen to, I'm sure. Blotting paper, proper acid style. You see the detail on that. Got to be careful with all this. The vinyl as well. It's clear vinyl. Nice inner sleeves as well. That's what I love about Radiohead. They always go all out with their designs. They really go all out on it, and it's great. So yeah, I played this. Look at that. I played this. Yeah, I basically bought this for myself to play. I'm not going to leave it unplayed. That would be silly. It's an awesome album. It's quite short compared. It's like just under 40 minutes for Radiohead standards. That's not a long album at all, and it's very, very minimal, and it's fucking brilliant. If you like Radiohead, and it's got the novelty newspaper that they made. which I haven't actually looked at properly. I think it's all just, yeah, it's just all, no, I have looked at it. There's no like articles in it or anything like that. So yeah, I got these for £15 each, which even now sounds ridiculous because brand new these were £50. So I don't know how I got them so cheap. I should have bought more really, but you know, I couldn't really afford it. But I got this a few months ago now, and yeah, basically it went straight on the shelves with all the other Radiohead stuff, and I just thought, I think I just forgot to show it because normally I have a separate shelf for my recent stuff, and I think this just went straight in with the Radioheads, so that's why I haven't shown it. Unless I'm completely losing my mind and I did show it. But yeah, so guys, I'm going to put this back in a bit, I've got to be really careful with it. So that's that. If you see any cheap, guys, get them, because it's an investment, I'm sure. Because already the In Rainbows box set goes for about 150, and that's not been out long either, so yeah. Alright guys, so that's it. Thanks for watching. Again, apologies about the quality of the last video. Hopefully you'll still watch it. I'd like to get some feedback on what you guys think. That's it really, and I'll be back soon. Alright, see you VC, bye bye.